Hey guys, this is what video gonna be. Real quick video on how to make a ruler, the fractional parts of a ruler without using a ruler. So in this video, you're gonna see all the components make up 1 inch. So again, I tell you guys, like the equivalent of having a $1, your high school year, stock market, the clock on a wall, your life expectancy, right? So you got 30, 60, 90, 120. So everything's in quarters. Everything you're pretty much gonna do in quarters. Football, basketball, all those things in quarters, right? So you've been doing math all your life. So let me explain to you, show you guys exactly how quickly it is to really break down. And if you just having a hard time to figure out how to figure out the quartered halves, 3/4, 8s and 16ths, it's gonna be a real simple way of doing it, just using paper. You don't have to do anything, need a ruler or anything like that, and you just identify the quarter marks on the ruler in itself, given that this is a 1 inch paper. This is actually 1 inch. All right, from here to here is 8.5. From here to here is 11. So what you want to do is, a lot of you guys might call it a hamburger. Take it, fold it in half. All right, so now you got an even half piece of paper. One thing you want to do is to put a 1 in the center, and these 2 becomes your half. So in this case, we're gonna put 1 here. And up top, just right up top, put a 1/2 inch. Keep it close up top. So it's gonna get confusing at a point because when you start folding. All right, so now you fold it again, strictly in half. Pull down the back side, make the crease going across. So now you got 4 parts, right? 4 quarters. But that's not what we want at this point. We'll just give you an idea of this all mixed, it's all in quarter grid. So we're gonna fold it again, keep like it is. You're gonna fold it again in half. So all you mean at this point, you're just doing halves. Line the edges up. Open it up again. Now, this whole entire box is becoming your halves. This box, the whole entire box is your half. So I know you see the crease, but this is your half. This is your half, which equals this. All right. Now these down here has become your quarters. Before we get to that though, before we actually put our quarters in there, we gotta fold it one more time. I'm just gonna mark out. I'm gonna show you, make the box grid for you. And at this point, we just fold it again, and we're gonna just fold it one more time. But let's just open it up one more time, show you. So you can see it. So this is your halves. This whole box is your half. These boxes your quarters. Right? But we need to get 8s in there now. So in order to start doing that, let's fold it one more time. All right, so you might be looking like, oh, this is crazy. Up top, I told you this whole box From here to here is your half. It's your 1/2 inch box. Now these becomes your eighths. There's 8 eighths in it. There's these becomes your quarters. These are quarter box, quarter box, quarter box. Let's just mark them out. So now you have your quarter box. This is 1/4. Two quarters. 2 quarters equals 1/2 inch. Now you just bring in your other quarter. You just put the quarter right instead of that crease. This works pretty well. There we go. So we got 1/2 inch equals 1. 2 quarters equals 1/2. 2 quarters equals 1/2. And then you go from there, right? So now you're like, wait, where's the 1/8 of an inch? Now these are your 1/8 of an inch. There's 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, bring your line down. Follow the crease. Come across. Split your box in half. It's 1/8 of an inch. Same thing here. Bring your line down. Split that line in half. 1/8 of an inch. That's a fun way to have and share with your cousins, nephews, anyone is in the trades and is having a hard time. That's a good way of literally figuring out how to create the fractional parts of an inch real quickly, real fresher. So now you have 1/8 of an inch, right? Now you asking like, wait, so how do I get my 1/16? Well, you will cut this line. You'll cut this box. This would be a 16th. 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 So you jog this line down. You jog this line down. And basically you're going to split the difference between here and here. So it's 1/16. You can start doing this, but it gets kind of wonky after a while. So you just take half. That'll be a 1/16. So you can fold on that line there. It's almost like a fan. You fold it again using that same grid line there. You can draw your line down, and that becomes a 1/16. Come back and put your 1/16 in there. And fold your fan again. So you can use a paper as your guide. So the line is already created there already. And just fold it again onto that crease. You gotta kind of push back on it, but you guys are feeling the concept. Try to get it as close as you can, because you're gaining about 1 inch. If you know what I'm saying, like when you keep folding it, but you gotta get the center mark as possible, close as possible. As long as you're within this box, you're getting that 1/16. So I grew a quarter, came off a quarter, draw my line. Just draw my lines through it right quick. That's time's sake. Let's say this. Don't get too crazy. Let's go back this way. Sixteenths. We'll just use this line here just to get our 16ths, but you see I'm off on that. So I usually just kind of gauge between the two. So I'll split in half. Since we're right here, let's go ahead and put this in there. So I want to be about right here. But again, you just take from here to here, eyeball it, center, center. And if you take your eye and keep your eye on that line, it'll follow that line down and get you close as possible on the 16ths. Same thing, just take it from here to here, find center. If you keep your eye on this, it's like your eyes will automatically start making a connection, and you just bring that line down. Keep your eye on the bottom line as close as possible, and eyeball your 16ths, 1/16. So two things: I fold the paper. I was getting off a little bit, so I corrected. I get the easy ones on the end. You can get pretty much a lot of them. But again, you just want to make consistently stay within that box. Keep my eye on this line. So I made a line here. I then eyeball this line by my peripheral. And I can literally put my 16ths in there. And this is the fractional parts of an inch. Just create a fractional parts of an inch. Gives you all the components you need to know is in an inch. And the thing now is that I want you guys to color each section different color to help you understand the differentiation of the two. So this box here is going to be green. You can use whatever colors you want, doesn't make a difference. And this is real quick and easy, guys. Again, if you just been away from fractions and didn't understand, and you're like, wow, I don't understand, man. I forgot what is a quarter of an inch? What's a half an inch? If you just literally just remember money. Think about money. How is money formed? I'm actually going to show you. I'm not going to get so deep into the eighth of an inch, stuff like that, but let me just explain to you exactly how the money is coming. Alright guys, again, so I'm just going to show you real quick, again, how a dollar bill which is this here, and how money equates to that. Just real quick. Quarter, 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 quarter. So this equals that. Quarter of an inch. So when I say quarter of an inch equals a dollar bill. 2 halves, which is 50 cents, is this. 2 50 cents as that equals this. Now you can't really look at the H, right? So that's you thinking about, you trying to say, well, what about these? Well, you gotta have 10 dimes, right, to get a dollar. So that's not gonna work for that case. But in the bottom, you can use pennies. You can put 16 pennies out there, you know, and go all the way across to get this original one. So it's an equivalation of that in itself to figure out this. So I'm just gonna finish coloring this in. Make sure there's one solid color. And that's the basics of literally just taking paper, man, without a ruler at this point to draw an inch. And having the kids color this in, man, so you literally give them a visual way of understanding money and how to make the connection between inches. You know, and like I said, the school year, all forms of fashion, man, you can make things come together. So blue there. Let me drop it on everything. I just lost it. Okay. One sec. Well, go another color. Got the green already. Do red. And that's a good way to connect what kids already know, right? So you guys, like I said, do this with your nieces and nephews. They probably know how to color already. You can introduce color schemes in this, all sorts. Teach them, you know, this is what I'm saying, that the basics of things are how to, and all our videos are going to stack on each other. So I'm just putting all these out there because you guys already did it already. So I'm going to put these videos out there just to help individual jog their memories. On how to do such. They say if you don't use it, you lose it. So if you don't use it, you lose it. That means you forget about it. But so I'm making these videos so you guys can be able to not lose it. So let me pick a different color. Yellow. And blue. Yellow and purple. Yep, so just folding paper, man. That's pretty much the basics of, if you out in the trades and you forget about, literally just have a brain freeze and you're like, man, you know what? I really don't know how to find a fractional parts of a ruler. Like, wait, I do know. Take a piece of paper out and just start making your folds. I wouldn't necessarily, like I said, y'all waited to put all the numbers in there, because when you start folding the paper evenly folds itself out, and so you'll mess up trying to mark it off right away. But you can put, like I said, if you put the halves up top, even when I wanted the halves in the center. I could have put all my halves in the center. It all matched up. Yeah, so everything I'm teaching you guys literally is like when if you're on the trades and you don't have the time to really sit there and wonder. You got to execute. It's a time schedule for everything. If you have a personal job site and you can tell that numbers are off and somebody don't know something, instead of accusing anyone, you just whip out the basics on how to draw. Let me do purple. Oh, blue. It's kind of blending in. Yeah, it's a quick, fun way to learn to pick up on speed, man. Like, 'cause it's all about speed in the trades, man. Speed and accuracy is plus the more two things. And whenever you're able to like really quickly help those individuals transition into learning the process, it's quicker and easy. So in this case, again, guys, you feel much what's going on. I'm just gonna finish out coloring these boxes in. And this is what you're gonna turn in. Name and period. Alright, I'm gonna go back in there and darken these up. And I hope this was helpful, guys, because again, this is just period. Like I learned this just. It's been in the trades, man. I was on yeah. Had to learn it. God told me, look, I got a lot of you individuals on the job site. I need for you to understand that you got to start picking up your measurements. And I was kind of like forced to do so. So I reached out to friends, and they were just explaining to me how they do it and Still wasn't really grasping it until I started doing it myself. And I realized it's just one of those things you don't use. I thought I knew it, but I didn't know the carpentry way, you know, the fast way of doing it. But then I realized that, you know, it's simple enough to just start folding paper. Start folding paper. All right, so there you go. Literally just now you have your 8s. It's colorful, it's nice. It's just a good way to show your kids, show your friends. Yo, let's just take some paper out and just fold paper and fold it in quarters. Again, this is one section here, section here. Let me put that line a little deeper. Yep, there you go. And then mix and just make these lines a little darker. I gotta add a again, I'm making these videos, guys, step by step to give you guys a better understanding of how we do this. So you'll see it from beginning to end how much you literally just don't need much. This is the basic minimums. You don't need all the drafting tables and everything else. You will be eventually. Want to make a career out of it, I would definitely do that. But if your job is to quickly, I have to just stretch some things together to give people a better understanding of what they're doing and how they're doing it. So to break it out again, guys, you got 2 halves. 1, 2 equals 1 inch. 1, 2 equals a half inch. Was 1, 2 equals a half an inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 quarters in an inch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 eighths in an inch. Anything over itself, 8 over 8 is 1. 4 over 4 is 1. 2 over 2 is 1. 16 sixteenths all the way across. 16 over 16 equals 1. Everything goes back to 1. This is why 1 is in the center. So let me just, one last thing so I can break it down to you so you see what I'm saying, and that's, I'm gonna call it like that. All right, again. So there's 2 halves, right? 2 over 2 equals 1. Zoom in. 2 over 2 equals 1. 4 fours. 4 over 4 equals 1. There's 8 eighths. 8 over 8 equals 1. Anything divided over itself is what is 1. And we got 16 sixteenths equals 1 inch. Gotta put your quotations on there. And that's it. That is the basic way of learning how to do math and find the fraction parts of an inch. All right, guys, so that is it. I'll leave you with that. Chew.